Hi, friends. All right, I think I'm live. I always say this at the beginning of every live. I think I'm live, but I'm not 100% sure. So, guys, it is a crazy Friday afternoon, and I wanted to jump in here because Chic Tribe, Chic Influencer fam, all of you that follow us on Facebook and Instagram and listen to the Make Chic Happen podcast, or you're part of our community or our private mentorships or our business consults, we just have such a special place in our heart for each and every one of you to see you guys succeed. And one of the things that, hi, I see you guys. Hello. But I just really love knowing that what Katy and I do is making such a positive impact, and we love that Chic Influencer is just having such it's just really able to just transform people's businesses with knowledge, with love, with community, with elevating one another. And that's truly what gives us like the greatest joy. That's why our feet hit the floor in the morning and we're so excited to do what we do. And so I wanted to pop in here really quickly because those of you that know me and have been around for a while, you just know that I am somebody that loves, and in Katy's words would say geeks out whenever I talk about time management or productivity. And one of the things that I know from personal experience really held me back in my business was productivity, was organization, was taking responsibility for my business. And I want to give you just a few simple steps to help you be more productive. So if you are listening to this live or catching the replay, drop me a comment. Where are you listening in from? Hi there, Jennifer from Florida. It's so good to see you. And if you have questions about productivity or time management, I also want you to drop those in the comments as well, so I can sort of answer those lives today. So let me give you a quick story. So you see Melanie Mitro and Katie Ersta as we are in 2021, but I also want you to know that I didn't start out being, super organized and really disciplined. And when I first launched my business, we would compare me to a wrecking ball, literally a wrecking ball. I was sort of like this wild and crazy. I was working 24/7. My phone was literally attached to me at all times. I would be in the middle of dinner and I would see a notification on Facebook and I would pick it up and be like, oh, wait, just give me 1 minute. I'm going to answer this. We'd be driving in the car and my kids would be talking to me in the back seat and I'd be going, 1 minute, shh, hold, and I'd be responding to messages, and my husband would say to me like, Melanie, do you even hear what I'm saying right now? Anybody else have you been in that same similar situation? I felt like there was constantly this like pressure on my chest, like there's more to do. I'm not doing enough and I'm behind and I need to get a post up and I need to do my invites. And oh my gosh, like, am I meeting my goals for the month? And so there was this constant pressure that I always felt. And so notifications were going off and, my dingers were dinging and my Facebook messages were blowing up. And I just never really felt like I could relax. And I felt like I was always working. And one of the things that happened really early on was that I really let my business take over my life. And I have to take some ownership of that. I wasn't setting healthy boundaries. I wasn't having no phone zones. I wasn't creating a space where it was just my family and myself interacting with one another. I wasn't setting business hours. I was kind of just fitting it in. And when I first started my business, that was totally fine, right? I was just fitting my business in the nap time hustle. And I was just sort of fitting it in the early mornings and the late nights. But as my business started to get a little bigger, I realized that if I don't get a hold of my time, I am going to burn myself out. I am going to have more health issues because I'm constantly anxious. I am not going to have freedom that owning your own business should, in fact, give you. I am going to feel tied to my business and I'm not going to have the quality of life that I envision for myself. And there's a lot more in our time that we can actually control than what we give ourselves credit for. So let me just give you a few pieces of advice. First thing that I want you to do is I want you to actually turn off the notifications. I want you to go into your phone and I want you to go into your settings. If you go into your phone, go into your settings. If you go right in there, you can actually scroll down to, you can go to notifications, right? And so I don't know if you can see that on my screen, but when you go into notifications, you can go right into Facebook. And if you go into my Facebook right now, there are absolutely no notifications on whatsoever. I do not allow any of them. So it means when my phone is locked, there are no messages, there are no notifications, there are no reminders that come through whatsoever, okay? The same thing with my Messenger app. If you are to go into Messenger, you will not see any notifications. When somebody sends me a message on Facebook or Instagram, I do not get a notification. Same thing with my emails. My email notifications are turned off. The only thing I'm getting on my lock screen or on my phone at all is going to be text messages and phone calls, okay? But when it is time for me to go in and check my Facebook messages, I'm going to go into the app and check my messages. When it is time for me to answer my DMs on Instagram, I am going to go in and answer my messages. So that very simple step of turning off the notifications has allowed me to release that pressure while I'm sitting at the dinner table to respond to a message when it comes in. The next thing I do is on my desktop computer, you'll never hear a ding or a beep or a buzz because your email has one, your Facebook has one, right? If you have multiple email, I mean, there's all these things can be in your text messages. They're all turned off. Everything is on silent. All notifications are silent, even the little sidebar that pops up, because that every single time a box pops up, it is distracting your attention. You might be trying to create a post or respond to an email. And if you just constantly have boxes popping up, it is taking you 20 minutes instead of the 5 minutes it should have taken to respond because you keep getting distracted. Also, I set business hours for myself, and then I stick to those business hours. If I am going to be, out of the office on Friday, I put an out of office notification. I will go into my Instagram if you do a lot of business on social, and I will say right in my stories, hey guys, I'm spending the day with the kids. We are going to go to the zoo. And if you send me a message, please know that I will respond to you once we get home this evening, or I will respond to you on Saturday morning. I have no problem saying to people, I'm going to be off social or I'm going to be unavailable. And if you need something, please know that I will respond to you within the next 12 hours. Okay. So setting those clear, healthy boundaries. And if somebody can't wait for those 12 hours for your response, then they're probably not going to be your ideal client anyways. They're not going to be people that actually respect your personal life and your family boundaries. Okay. So that is really incredibly important. Same thing with my business hours with my team. I let them know when I'm available, when I'm going to be checking in, and when they can schedule time with me as well. The last piece of advice, two more pieces of advice. I also make sure that I use my time blocking tracker. This is a resource that comes along with your Make Chic Happen planner. It is also something that we teach in our Direct Sales Done Right mentorship. But this time blocking tracker, you can see it is well loved. It is well used. A lot of it is written in pencil. And I literally block out my business time, but I take it one step further. I write in that business blocks of time exactly what I'm going to be doing, so that when I sit down to do work, I know that on Friday at 3 p.m., I am going live on Facebook, and this is what I'm talking about. I know that on Saturday morning at 8 a.m., I need to get my post together because we are going skiing, right? So I know ahead of time what I need to do. And then I also allow myself a little bit of buffer to adjust accordingly. Final step, I make sure that I am looking at my progress every single week. I am asking myself, did the things that I spent my time on this week, did they yield results? Did my income grow? Did my number of customers grow? Did the number of people that are joining my team or my email list grow? I am always asking myself if my time is yielding the results that I wanted, because I want to make sure that if it didn't, I can get curious about why. What can I do a little differently that is going to help me to make the income that I'm looking to make in the next week? You guys, once I create my plan every single week, and sometimes it's not completely filled out, I make sure I communicate. I communicate it to my husband. He knows when we have busy weeks and lots of evening calls, and he knows when we're up against a deadline and I've got to put in a few extra hours, and we talk the weekend before the week happens about who's in charge of the kids and who's running here and there, because our relationship is a partnership and it's something we do together. And we have that mutual understanding that the only way that we are going to make our family unit run smoothly is if both of us are doing our part. And this communication of, hey babe, Thursday night's going to be date night, or Monday night, I'll take the kids to basketball so that you can have some extra time to yourself. That shows that there's that mutual respect there as well. So you guys, I really hope that this gives you just some guidance in the right direction. And if you feel like you're out there sort of trying to navigate business and you can't quite get all the pieces to come together, like how much time should I be spending on certain activities, and what does certain activities look like, and how do you get it all done while you're working full time, and what are income producing activities? Like, what is the foundation of a really successful, thriving business? If that is you and you are listening to this right now, I want to encourage you to reach out. We host a direct sales done right mentorship program. It is 4 weeks long. It starts on February 8th. It is coming up soon, and we have a few spots left, and it is open for enrollment. If you're in direct sales and you want specific mentorship on how to build a rock solid business, please, please, please visit the link. I'm going to drop it in the comments, or you can go to chicinfluencer.com and click on our mentorship opportunities. You guys, we would love to have you in the group. Think about, what could 4 weeks with Katy and I do? Learning our systems for developing a solid business, learning what is the pipeline, what is a healthy pipeline so that you can have long lasting growth, so you don't run out of your warm market. What do conversations look like? How do I not spam people on social? How do I actually write really good content that people actually resonate with? How do I manage my time, and how do I recruit business builders to my team? Those are the things we're going to be working on together, and we sure hope that you guys join us. If you have any questions at all, raise your hand, drop them in the DMs, send a message to us, support@chicinfluencer.com. But we would love to have you as a part of direct sales done right. And don't hesitate, get signed up now before spaces fill up, and use the code COMMIT50 to save yourself $50 off your enrollment. All right, you guys, Trisha, congratulations on being our winner. I know you won the free course, so we're super excited about that as well. So you guys, what is the time commitment for that 4-week program? Kelly, every week we have a live weekly 1-hour call. And then time commitment would just be, we have videos that we post throughout the week. We have resources. So your time commitment is really going to be the time you invest into your personal business, plus our 1-hour call, and then maybe like 30 minutes of admin sort of stuff that you're going to need to do. But everything we're asking you to do will be action-based. It will directly affect your bottom line. And by the end of that 4 weeks through that process, you should be creating income as you go. So it should pay itself back to you as long as you invest in doing the activities that we're asking you guys to do. Okay? All right, friends. Thank you so much for joining in, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye, everybody.